There was a man named John who lived in a town with his wife, Emma, and their two children, Lily and Jack. John and Emma loved their kids very much. Jack was in 6th grade, and Lily was in 5th. Both were good students. But Jack had one bad habit. He didn't like to do his work on his own. He would always try to push his responsibilities onto others, hoping someone else would do it for him. John and Emma often told Jack that he should learn to handle his tasks by himself, but he ignored them. One day, during break, Mike said,
"Hey, let's go to the canteen. I'm craving a burger and some chocolate."
Jack replied,
"Oh, I want fries too. Here's some money, Mike. You go and get it for me."
Mike raised an eyebrow.
"You are not coming."
Jack shrugged.
"No. I'm tired. Math class was so boring. And now I have no energy to go. You go."
Mike sighed but agreed, heading to the canteen. As he reached the line, he noticed a lot of students waiting. He stood there, waiting for his turn. Just then, Charles, Mike's classmate, came and stood behind him in the line.
"What are you buying?"
he asked. Mike replied,
"Just a burger, fries, and some chocolate."
Charles raised an eyebrow.
"Where's Jack?"
Mike replied,
"He is sitting in the playground."
Charles said,
"I knew. Why do you keep spoiling him? You should have said no. Someday, he should take his turn."
Mike shrugged.
"He never listens. I'm tired of explaining it to him."
The line moved forward, and they both stepped closer to the counter. Soon, Mike bought the items and left. One day, Jack and Lily were busy with homework. Lily was preparing for her English test when she felt thirsty. She went to the kitchen, where Emma was cooking dinner. Lily took out a bottle from the fridge, poured water into a glass, and asked,
"What are you making, Mom?"
Emma smiled.
"Your favorite lasagna."
Lily cheered.
"That's what I want!"
After drinking the water, Lily went back to the lounge and continued preparing for her test. Jack asked,
"Lily, can you bring me water?"
Lily, focused on her notebook, replied,
"I already drank water. I can't go now."
Jack said,
"Please, Lily."
Lily answered,
I'm studying for my test. Don't disturb me.
After a while, Jack asked again.
Please. Lily.
Lily closed her notebook.
You need water but don't want to go. So why should I go?
Jack pleaded. Lily stood up and walked to the kitchen. She was pouring water into a glass when Emma asked,
Feeling thirsty again? No, Mom.
Lily said.
He is asking me to bring water.
Emma sighed.
We have explained it to him. But he doesn't listen.
Lily returned with the water.
Here you go. Now, don't disturb me.
Jack thanked her and drank the water quickly. That night, Emma served dinner, and John came with Jack and Lily. They sat down to eat, and John took a lasagna on his plate. While Lily was busy with her custard, John laughed.
Lily, you know you should eat sweets for after dinner.
Lily laughed and replied,
Dad, I can't resist.
Emma looked at Jack and asked,
Why didn't you take food?
Jack smiled and said,
Dad. Please. Can you serve me?
John laughed.
Oh. My son wants me to serve him.
Lily giggled.
Dad. It's not love. He just wants a favor.
Emma smiled. Jack looked at John and said,
I just want it from you, Dad.
John smiled and served Jack his lasagna. Lily sighed and watched them. After the first period ended, Ma'am Sophia gathered her things and left the classroom. The students were chatting, waiting for the next class to begin. Louis, who was sitting behind his desk, said,
Jack, you always put your work on Mike. Sometimes I feel like Mike will have to call your attendance for you.
Jack's face turned red as Louis and his friends laughed. Charles, sitting a couple of desks away, overheard and called out,
It won't happen.
Louis raised an eyebrow.
Why not?
Charles smiled.
Because Ma'am Sophia will scold him.
The entire class laughed, and Jack, embarrassed, tried to ignore them. Just then, Ma'am Catherine walked in, and the class fell silent. Jack clenched his fists, feeling the anger bubble up, while Mike smiled secretly. On Sunday, Jack came into Emma's bedroom.
Mom. I'm going to the football match. Can you press my pink shirt?
he asked. Emma replied,
Son, I am folding the clothes. Please do it yourself.
Jack said.
Please. Mom.
Emma gently shook her head.
Dear, today. Please do it yourself.
Jack frowned.
Okay. I won't go.
He turned and left for his room. Emma stood up and walked to his room. She grabbed the shirt and went to the lounge and started ironing it. Lily came and said,
Mom, he should at least do some work himself.
Emma sighed.
He doesn't listen.
Lily smiled and said,
Mom, maybe Jack asks the other team to kick the ball for him.
Emma laughed.
He will listen.
Lily got serious and said,
Mom, are you afraid?
Emma replied,
No, dear. But he is at a growing age. He can get angry easily.
Lily shook her head and walked back to her room. Lily went to her aunt's house for a week on vacation. Before leaving, she said,
Please don't irritate Mom while I'm gone.
Then she left. The next evening, Jack asked,
Mom. Can you make me some French fries?
Emma, busy in the kitchen, fried the fries and handed him a plate with ketchup. Jack sat down to watch a movie, munching happily. Once he finished, he called out,
Mom!
Emma came, wiping her hands.
What is it? Jack?
He handed her the empty plate and said,
Mom. Can you take this and bring me some water?
Emma's face grew red.
Jack! Enough! You can do some things yourself.
Jack was shocked.
Okay. I will do it myself.
He stormed off to his room and slammed the door behind him. Later that evening, when John came home, Emma shared everything with him. She served dinner, but Jack didn't come out of his room. John went to talk to him, but Jack stayed quiet. After dinner, Jack snuck into the kitchen, quietly eating some food. Emma was so sad, while John tried to comfort her.
Don't worry.
He said. When Lily returned from her aunt's house, Emma told her everything. She went to Jack's room.
Jack,
She said gently, sitting beside him.
Mom loves you so much. But we all want you to do your work yourself. You know, even a bull, dog, and donkey work. So why shouldn't we?
Lily added.
Mom scolded you. But that doesn't mean she doesn't love you. You are her only son. Mom is really sad. Jack. Please, say sorry.
Jack felt ashamed of his actions. He stood up and walked to Emma's room.
Mom. I'm sorry.
He said.
I promise. I will do my work myself from now on.
Emma, who had been sitting quietly, stood up and pulled him into a tight hug. Tears filled her eyes.
Jack. I love you so much.
Jack smiled.
I know. Mom.
Just then, Lily walked in and smiled.
I know. Mom loves you more than me.
Jack laughed.
No. Mom loves both of us. Equal.
Lily raised an eyebrow.
We will see.
They all laughed.